and welcome to Geekatplay Studio Tutorials. In this tutorial, we'll create a very simple scenery, but we'll work with multiple clouds, lighting, and also with a water displacement. Relatively, this is very easy to create scenery. You can also add more with brushes if you wanted, but we'll do just also small post-production in Photoshop. You can do in other applications. An example here is what directly from Vue, which is still look very good, very nice. And we'll just increasing some colors, contrast, popping a little bit out. So you can put maybe for desktop, for your computer, or some backdrops if you're interested. So let's go ahead and start working on this project. Okay, so let's start by creating first water. And I'm going to create an infinity layer. Next, I'll just increase this because 1 meter is a little bit lower. I'm going to put it to 25 meters high. As well, we need to take our camera, maybe put to 27 meters. So just above our water. Next, what we're going to work a little bit more on the properties. So we'll right click and we'll go to edit object. Right here we have a water surface. One thing I want to increase displacement of water surface. Enable is give it us effect of the waves. A couple things, if you are not sure about some properties how they work, I very recommend highly for you to go to our Vue from 7 ground up website, and right here it's based for the book, but a lot of all this additionally I created some PDFs. They're free, just download it. Same like for right here, water properties reference. Okay, and if you look, it's a PDF where you can go over all properties and visually showing how they will affect the water sharpness, how much the affect also height and other options. So just help you as documentation if you needed any additional information. Again, it's a Vue 7 from ground up, and this water properties reference, it still be current to the version 11 of Vue. I'm going to disable, and back in our project, the global waves. I enable displacement surface. The wind direction, actually I want to go from left to right, so I want to switch to 120 degrees. Wave amount, probably just pop up a little bit more, and let's set height maybe to 15 meters. Also I want to have it the very windy kind of maybe locations and a little bit sharpness. Put it up. I don't care about form along coast because we won't have it any, so we actually even can turn down its one effect at all, but I do want to increase a little bit over the wave. Let's click OK. You notice right here we have it very wavy now. At this point I can take my camera and readjust a little bit more. Again, if this is for some reason a little bit too much waviness, we can decrease. Again, we can go to C, and right here maybe instead of as high 200, of course, let's put 25 meters. For some reason it was except that, so it will be quite a bit calm now, but it still have a nice waviness. Okay, let's go down here. And one nice thing about displacement, you want to see this line on horizon, because otherwise displacement won't be seen. You can do just the same bump maps and it will look same. Okay, so let's go ahead, render our preview, see where we have it, and you can see we have kind of nice waves with some effect. Okay, next let's work a little bit on material. And I'm just opening, going default water transparency, and I want to set this color a little bit more saturated blue, so it's give me deeper blue color on the water. And we can decrease depth, but it won't be effect that much. But I do want to increase a little bit effect on the intensity of the flare and spin, and as well just pop up more on the reflective with angle, so our sky reflective a little bit better in this case. We can add some more foam over with a Photoshop after, or just with a some volumetric material if we want it. Okay, this is okay for water now. I'll take a camera, maybe put it slightly up. We'll see how it will go. Next, we can start working on the position of the sun and atmosphere. So I'll take a sun and bring a little bit down to horizon. So we have a nice coloring going right here. You'll notice how our light is spreading and we lose some blue color. So let's go to atmosphere editor. Lights, we'll set global radiosity. First, I want increase intensity of this color, so I'm going to set desaturated and darker on my ambient light. So I'll give it better saturation right in this area. Next, we'll go inside the sky fog, and most important right here to bring the bluish, we need take and reduce scattering light, so light doesn't go that far in our area from the sun. So we'll bring it down to 92. You can see now we start having this nice interesting cyan bluish color. We can bring a little bit more darker by increasing saturation on our sky, so to give it even deeper color. Let's make smooth, a little bit smoother this horizon line. We can do this by increasing fog ground density right here and take it a little bit lower. Other things we can decrease by increasing lightness on the fog. You can see we have a brightness kind of, it depends how you want to go, but in many cases actually the darker will look kind of more interesting. So you want to find right balance. Again, if you just want to have it red light, you always can go and set more towards saturated color, like red, and you can see right here we have a nice red color. So it just depends what color combination you want to go. But again, with this you can see how we have a nice reflection going on the water. And we'll come back and rework a little bit better on this, so we'll bring colors in our water as well. The haze overall will increase how far light distributing, so we'll have it increase glowing and bring down. You don't want to use it too much of this. This is just example. You can see how it's spread a little bit more glowing, and in some cases you actually want to decrease maybe to bring this clearness. Okay, glow intensity, it's from our object, and currently we have a sun, so we can increase it, make quite a bit brighter. But I think even going down will create more interesting effect. Okay, as well right here, I think our fog need to be a little bit darker, so bring colors. And other things we can increase it is aerial perspective, that overall give us nicer, smoother. You can see right on the edge we have it. And let's just type 25, so we'll give it this even better effect, right? Smooth in this case. Let's pop up fog a little bit up higher, so we have a nice adjustment. I don't want too sharp line, but I don't want it go high, so I think this will work very well. Okay, we don't need any effect at this point. Okay, we can go inside the clouds and add some of the clouds to our scenery. So let's go add, and what I want to do is add kind of stretched or threatened cloud, so they will go from the side. And you can notice right here we have our clouds, they're going from this side. So if we want to turn, we can go around, just turn them so they'll go from different sides. Okay, and we can move them a little bit closer. Sometimes you need to find right position for the clouds. I don't see this one to work well, so let's load it a little bit different cloud. I think this one will work a little bit better. because I want clouds but I don't want them covered too much. We can also just rotate slightly. Okay, next let's increase details. You can see it's kind of start breaking them, and also pop up opacity, but we'll take density down so they will look lighter. Maybe just increase size, see how they will go. Okay, other things, let's adjust some of the ambient lighting, and I enable force ambient color for the clouds, and we'll go and select blue color. Okay, let's click OK. You notice right here it's created a very interesting effect, and if we take more towards ambient, we can manage between ambient light and bluish. So we'll add this additional nice color accent to our scenery with colors. Okay, next let's add additional clouds, and I'm going actually to sprout as clouds, and we'll just select turbulence. Normally just to put it up on the sky so it's look more natural, but we'll take density and take way down, so just almost some whisper clouds right here. For more or more complex, let's put this way, clouds, you can add additional layer, but based on dark canvas. This will cover almost all scenery, and sometimes I don't like to do so, it's cover sun, but we'll take to 200 meters, so we'll bring them all the way down these clouds. We'll take cover, reduce cover for this, opacity and density up, details up because our clouds is lower. Okay, we can also as well going right here and force this to darker blue kind of color. Okay, and as well you can try two different ways, go with lower opacity, more lighter, or higher density, and in some cases if you want you can even type like 400, so it's become very dense one, but I think about 100 will work just fine for this. Okay, so right here we have it, multiple clouds generated. Let's go click and preview. Okay, it's a nice color, but it's a lot of red, and need bring a little bit more blue in our water. Okay, so let's do this. We'll go to our sea, and a couple interesting things with the sea, it is reflective, it's what we pop up. So if we go way down on this, you can see now it will become blue, kind of darker. Okay, so I want to bring a little bit brightness to this. We can go inside the effect and pop up diffuse and ambient light. So I'll give it this one, and let's, you know what, bring this slightly up as well. Let's see. Problem is with going a little bit up, it's a cyan color start popping up. But I want a little bit bluish, so we'll go right here. Too milky. So this is about right for the colors. We can go and even increase a little bit more. Okay, right here, let's go with the transparency. Increasing, so kind of playing also on the highlights. Let's bring a little bit more towards shiny, and if we increase we will have nice highlights going right here, reflection kind of almost from the sun. Okay, let's go again, transparency, bring slightly in because I don't want to lose too much of the coloring in this area. Okay, again preview. Okay, so we have a nice color. We can bring a little bit more colors in Photoshop. Also what I want to do is take a camera now and move slightly up. So let's look on this color, and you can see it's look very nice on a cloud. We'll do this, bring a little bit closer to water. Bring closer will give it this nice effect when displacement will pop up better on our water as well. And I like how clouds look, except let's see what else we have. We have our turbulence, we have it stretch canvas, and these ones maybe we need it. They can reduce a little bit more on the cover, and same on this one. So just kind of readjusting, playing with them, see so they come together well. Okay, let's pop up feathering. The feathering will add those edges, kind of look nice. Okay, let's go now to the sun, and one thing I want to do is use the lens flare. So we'll click and edit lens flare. Okay, you can see we have a lens flare from our reflections. I don't want that, but I do want to increase this kind of strikes and add a little bit blue ones. Again, we can decrease it, just make it not as hard. The other way is because we have it our sun. If we're going to atmosphere editor, you'll notice right here we have it visible sun and corona, so we can decrease those two, which is make a little bit smaller on our sun, but it will bring our glare kind of out more. Okay, let's click preview. We can reduce it maybe a little bit too large, but you can see it's give it an interesting effect, and some feathering on this doesn't look very good. So we'll go to clouds first. Let's go on dark canvas here, right, so reduce, make it smaller, pop up a little bit covering, and reduce feathering, and increase density. Okay, also 100, increase altitude variation. Okay, we'll just in just these ones pop up, so we'll cover some other areas with lower density. Okay, and we'll go on sun, edit lens flare. So right here, this one, let's kind of reduce a bit flare right here, and overall probably run like this. Okay, again, if you don't want it, we can remove the blue one, which is probably look a little bit better, and we have at least little strikes, but they're not that heavy. Just right here you can see a few of them. Okay, so right here it's kind of done. I think it's kind of ready to render. In this case, it's very important to have a very nice clouds, so you want to put it at least 1 or higher, so the clouds will be nice and smooth. As well, we can go inside the render. You want to put it super or ultra for this, but for the lesson I'll just put on a final and 1600. So again, this is for lesson. You want to go higher on this quality, and I'm going to start rendering right now. I'll pause tutorial and we'll come back after render is completed.